Hello friends, how's it going? It's me, Betty Jean. In today's video, I'm gonna just kind of chat about my favorite green makeup. I did a video back earlier in February where I chatted about my favorite kind of like pinky makeup for Valentine's Day, and you guys seemed to really enjoy that, so I thought I would do it again with green since St. Patrick's Day is upon us. And I love green makeup. I love green eyeshadow. I love green products. A nice grungy olive green is one of my favorite colors of all time. I just love playing with green. I think it's so much fun, and I just wanted to chat about my favorite green makeup. This is definitely very much eye makeup focused. I do have a couple lip products and I have one highlighter, but for the most part it's very eye makeup focused because I mean, we're not walking around wearing like green blush. At least I'm not. Maybe you are. Good for you. But for me, it's gonna be very eye focused. Before we hop into the video itself, I did of course film this look. I film every look you see on camera. It should already be up on my IGTV by the time this video goes up. And then as for my details, this choker is from Shop Sun & Co. You can use my code BEAUTBEAN for 10% off. My plugs today are Love Kills Boutique as pretty much always, and my earrings are from Spooky Doodle Club on Etsy. This wig is a Charisma brand wig. Check my FAQ in the description box if you need spelling, and I don't know where this beanie's from because it's very old, but I was definitely feeling the green today and I love it. Anyways, with all that being said, let's just hop in and chat about some green makeup. All right, let's just get the one complexion product out of the way, and I'm sorry that I'm talking about this again because I know it's discontinued, but I just have to talk about it because one, it's my only green highlight, two, it's beautiful beyond all recognition, and three, maybe you have it in your collection and this will re-spark your interest in playing with it. But this is Laser Glazer from Kaleidos. I wish so bad they would bring this back. I can't stress it enough. It's so pretty. It's what's on my face today. It just leaves the coolest green hue. As a super ghostly pale person, I was scared that this would look too dark on me, but it works so nicely. It's just an ethereal green glow, and I figure if I talk about it enough, and maybe if you guys talk about it enough, maybe they'll decide to bring it back one day, but I just wish it would. I just had to talk about it. I can't help it. Green makeup, that highlight is the best. I always get people that mention there is a green highlight from Black Moon Cosmetics. I don't remember the name. I think it's Glowworm or something like that. I actually had that highlight back in the past. I personally didn't love it very much. The formula itself was a little too subtle for my taste, but that green highlight is a thing. It exists in the world if you're interested in a green highlight. Okay, let's move on to eyeshadow. Let's talk about palettes first. I narrowed it down to my top 5 green-based palettes, and then I do have a lot of singles, and I have like a loose shadow, some liquid shadows. I have a lot of different eye products. But let's go over these 5 eyeshadow palettes first. I guess in no particular order, we'll just start with the one that I'm wearing right now. This is the new Erd palette from Oden's Eye. I'm obsessed with this. It's so pretty. I ranked this in my ranking all of my Oden's Eye's products as number 2 in the eyeshadow palette category. It's so good. It looks like this, a really cute 6-pan palette with that split pan in the middle. The shimmers in here are all brilliant. I'm wearing that beautiful metallic green and then this white one as my inner corner highlight. It's so beautiful. I have the other 3 kind of more matte greens all going through my crease. It's so beautiful. I love this grungy olive color story. It's perfect, flawless. I love it. One of my favorite green-based palettes. Had to throw it in there. I love my eye look today so much. And just so you know, I do have an affiliate code with Oden's Eye. It's BEAUTBEAN in all caps if you want to save 10%. I do make a commission. If that bothers you, then so be it. Don't feel pressured to use it, but I appreciate it very much. All right, moving on, let's talk about another 6-pan palette. This is the Kaleidos Futurism 1 Sci Fi Green. I've heard that this is discontinued, but I'm not sure if it's discontinued. I know it's out of stock on their website, but I don't know if it's discontinued or not. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't, and if it is, I'm sorry, but I have to talk about it anyways because I love it. Hopefully if it is discontinued, they will bring it back because I feel like this is a really popular one from them. It's just so beautiful, grungy greens. I feel like they can lean a little neutral-ish, especially if you play with kind of this mustard yellow. The shimmers in here are so brilliant and just reflective. This black is such a good black eyeshadow, one of my favorite blacks. Such a solid, just like olive-y palette. It's so cute, one of my favorite ones from them. Next up, I wanted to talk about the Colourpop Star Wars The Child palette. It's such a good green-based palette. It's so cute. One of the best palettes Colourpop has done in my opinion. The color story is very unique. It's not just another monochromatic palette. There's no pressed glitters in here. It's so good. I love the shimmers. I love the matte ratio. It gets very deep and grungy, but it can also be a little bit more light and minty. Such a cute bomb color story. I love this little guy so much. I think they did such a good job. And I do have a non-affiliated discount code with Colourpop. It's 5BEAUTBEAN. It'll save you $5 on orders 25 or more. It doesn't always work on every release from them, and I don't make any commission off of it. It's just for you to save money, so it's worth a shot. The fourth palette I have to talk about is the Give Me Glow Juicy Olive. I had to talk about this one for a monochromatic green palette. This one is so rich and lovely. I love these olive tones. Again, I'll say it till the end of time, one of my favorite colors. This is such a beautiful palette. Give Me Glow's formula is outstanding. The mattes are so incredibly pigmented and buttery and blendable. The shimmers are so bright and metallic and reflective. I love this little palette. I love this formula. I love this color story. Such a good, just cute monochromatic green palette. And finally, the last palette I have to talk about is the Melt Cosmetics Gemini palette. I love this, one of my favorite palettes in my whole collection. It is a grungy dream. We have half olivey greens, we have half kind of brownish mustardy tones. It's such a beautiful green-based palette. Again, this has a lovely black in it. This is such a good black as well. I love the mattes in here. They blend like absolute butter. They're so pigmented and so easy to work with. The two shimmers in here are also very, very pretty, very wet looking on the eyes. This is such a good staple green-based palette in my opinion. Out of all five of these, this one is my favorite out of all of them, but I love all five of these palettes that I'm talking about today. I think they are so good, but this one will always be so near and dear to my heart. I love it. All right, let's move on to some singles. I have some singles set aside in this palette to talk about, and I'm very excited. I don't usually have a whole lot of singles to talk about, but I have some really cool green singles to share with you. Let's just go over the only matte I have first. This is Arsenic from Sugarpill. This is such a beautiful shade from Sugarpill. They really killed it with this shade. I don't know what they did, but it is just to die for. I'm the worst swatcher, so bear with me. I will do my best to get good swatches for you, but oh my gosh, it is such a beautiful, vibrant kind of, it's like a grungy neon. That's my best way to describe it. I think it's so cool. It's almost like a sour apple color. I love this shade. It's so buttery and blendable. I feel like this particular one isn't dry like some of the older Sugarpill singles. This one's very soft and smooth and buttery, and I love it so much. I have this multi-chrome from Terra to talk about. It's called Mood Ring. I got this recently because the most lovely subscriber gave me a gift card and I had to talk about it. And because it's a multi-chrome, it's not just green, it's a little more special than that. It kind of has a little bit of like a bluey kind of shift to it. It's so pretty. I don't think I'm going to be able to show all the shifts on camera, but this is such a brilliant shade. The shadow itself feels so smooth and exciting, and I love this color. I think it's so rich and fantastic, and I could stare at it all day. I feel like I'm going to develop an obsession with multi-chromes, but my wallet doesn't want that. Moving on, I have a Colourpop single. This is the shade Tea Garden. It's very pretty. I feel like this is a staple from Colourpop. I feel like this has been a part of their collection for a very long time now. I feel like this is one of those kind of like rusty brown colors with the green shift through it. It's so pretty and mossy and lovely. I love this kind of a color, especially for like a one and done eyeshadow look. I think it's so pretty. Next, I have two duochromes from Clionadh. I do not own any multi-chromes from Clionadh. The only multi-chromes are two of them from Terra, but I do have two duochromes from Clionadh. We have Morgana and Eye of Newt. I love these duochromes from Clionadh. They're so pretty. These were actually a gift as well from a subscriber a couple Christmases ago. I've played with these duochromes so many times. I love them, love them, love them. So we have the darker one, Morgana, and the lighter one, Eye of Newt. They're so pretty and just dimensional on the eyes. They're very shifty. Obviously not nearly as shifty as like the multi-chrome, but they have such a beautiful just dimension to it on the eyeballs. It's very lovely. I love them. Such cute shades of green. And then last here in this little quadrant, I have four from Glaminatrix that I'm very excited about. I love Glaminatrix formula. They do such a beautiful job. Their shimmers are so, I want to say chunky because that's a compliment in my mind for a shimmer. They're just very textured and very glitzy and poppy. They're not just like a flat shimmer. They are so cool. This first one is Hopping. It's one of their duochromes from the Easter collection they came out with, I think last spring. It's so pretty. It's the cutest kind of springy green minty shade with a gold shift through it. It's so cute and bright. I love it. This one is called Picnic. This is one of their newer ones. I think this one came out maybe a few months ago actually. I think I just got this one from them right here. It's a very vibrant, also kind of springy green, but not so much minty green. So, so cute. Next we have Spearmint. I love this one. I used this, I think once or twice when I was doing Christmassy eyeshadow looks because I just felt like it was the perfect kind of Christmassy green. It's so pretty. It's very bright, but it's also kind of mid-toned. It's just so cute. Love it, love it. And last, we have Poison Ivy. This is a really pretty deeper green. I feel like it's gonna be similar to what's on my lids, but with a little less like kind of gold twinkling through it. Oh, it's so rich. I love a deep emerald green like that. It's just so, so delicious. I love that. Oh, look at this color combo. So pretty. Okay, I have a couple more single shadows. Like I have a couple super shocks and then a loose shadow, and then we'll get into the liquid shadows. I'll just keep this swatch train rolling because I still have some space on my arm. I want to talk about these two from Colourpop. They're very similar, but I wanted to talk about them both. First is gonna be Moonwalk. I think both of these are still available. The Raw Beauty Christie one that I'm gonna talk about in a second might not be right now, but I'm pretty sure they might both be available, at least at the time of filming this. This is a little bit pre-filmed, a few weeks pre-filmed. This is the shade Moonwalk right here. It's another one of those kind of like brownish warm bases with the green shift through it, but it's so pretty. It's not quite as like bam pow as the Tea Garden shade, but it's so just kind of whimsical looking. It's so cute. And right next to it, I'm gonna put the shade Like a Moss from the Colourpop Raw Beauty Christie collab. I don't know if I've ever swatched these right next to each other. I've mentioned a few times that they're quite similar, but they're not exactly the same. Like a Moss has a little bit more of a limey green shift. It's not quite the same, but they're very similar as you can see. So if one isn't available, the other one might be if you're interested in that kind of a color. And next I have to talk about this loose shadow from Sugarpill. It's called Flora. It's a really cool kind of like electric green, also kind of has that brown base kind of a color. It is wild. This is such a cool color. It looks so electric and neon. It's kind of similar to the Kaleidos highlight. I'll swatch that next to this as well just so you can see this color in comparison. But it's just more like bam impactful. But it's a very similar idea where it has that brownie base with that limey shift, but the Sugarpill one is a lot more bam pigment, so it's gonna look like something sitting on your cheeks, whereas the Glazer one won't. But I guess if you used a light hand, you probably could get away with using this loose shadow as a similar highlight to the Glazer. But yeah, these are all of the shadows. Let's move on to eyeliners and liquid shadows. I'm gonna have to move to the top of my hand now though because I am running out of space. I have two liquid shadows from e.l.f. One is a glitter shadow and one is like a metallic shadow. They're both really pretty. I love this formula. This first one is Mermaid Shimmy. It's a really cute kind of springy minty green shade. I love this kind of a color. It's so pretty. They're so sparkly. I really like doing this kind of a thing for a one and done eyeshadow look as well. I'll just kind of smear it and then blend the edges. Very quick and easy. And the metallic one is called, what are you called? Aurora. Oh my gosh, this one is so rich. It's another one of those beautiful, brilliant kind of foresty, emeraldy shades. Just look at that, it's so pretty. This one isn't so much glittery, it's just shiny, bam, metallic. It's so sinking cute, so pretty. I have two Glam Vice liners to talk about in case you needed some water-activated liners for your makeup fantasy, I don't know. This one is called Spandex. It is a like brilliant neon green. It is so cool, very like the color of grass. Like if you picked up a Crayola crayon as a kid and colored in the grass, it would be pretty much this color. It's so bright, so bold. I love this. In case you've never seen me work with these or seen anyone work with these, what you do with these is you take some water with a brush and you swirl it in until it has a really good creamy consistency, and that's how it applies. And then it just dries back to dry, and then you reactivate it again when you want to play with it again. And the next one is called Key Lime. This is a really pretty pastel neon bright green. It's so cool, so vibrant. I love playing with these so much. I have so many of them. I think they're a lot of fun. They have a little bit of a learning curve, kind of getting used to this kind of a formula if you've never played with anything like it. But once you get the hang of it, it's very easy and they're very fun. All right, we're getting towards the end. I have 3 eye pencils I want to talk about because you guys know I play with colorful eye pencils all the time. I just cannot get enough. These are all from NYX actually. This is one of the faux black ones. It's what's in my waterline right now. It is called Black Olive and it is what you would expect. It is a deep olive green. It's so pretty, so grungy. I love incorporating this into my looks. It's one of my favorite pencils in my collection. Next is called Emerald Cut. This is one of the Epic Wear liner sticks. And it's just a very bright kind of grass green. Again, that color you would pick up as a kid to color in the grass. It's so bright and vibrant and brilliant. Very good, just like true mid-tone bright green. And last, we have Chartreuse Flash. This one does lean a little more yellowy since it is a chartreuse, but it's still green enough and I wanted to include it. This is definitely one of my favorite pencils in my whole collection. I love chartreuse so much as a color. I think it's so pretty. These three are just like such a match made in heaven. What a cute little color combo. We got the dark, the medium, the light. It's very cute. And finally, I have 3 liquid lipsticks to talk about. And to be fair, these are my only 3 green lip products, but I really do like all of them, so I figured I would talk about them. Starting with my favorite, this is Hazel from Black Moon Cosmetics. You guys have seen me wear this at least a million times. I love this color. It is an olive green dream. It is so grungy and beautiful, and I feel like it's muted enough where it can kind of look neutral, even though it's still green. It is so much fun. I love this, especially in the fall. It is to die for, one of my favorite lipsticks in my whole collection. It's so unique and cool. It's not an overly drying formula, but it is a dry down matte finish formula. I personally wear like a lip balm or something underneath every liquid lipstick to make it more comfortable, but this will dry down completely matte if you just like plop it on like a normal lipstick. This next one is from Menagerie and it's the shade Gator, and if I'm not mistaken, I think this one's discontinued, but I think they have another olive green lipstick, so if this one isn't available, I'll link the other one down below. But it's also just a really pretty olive green. It's a little bit more olive, less neutral than the other one, but it's still like very muted, very toned down. It's not just like bam, bright green in your face. It's so pretty. The Menagerie formula is a little bit more of like a velvet matte, so it's not like 100% true matte. It has a little bit of a velvet finish. It's really hard for me to explain. Velvet is the best description, and that's what it's called. So yeah. There's that one. And then the last one I have is called Dropout from Sugarpill. This is one of their matte liquid lipsticks that also has glitter in it. It's very cute. It's not like a metallic lipstick. It's like a matte lipstick, and then when it dries and you press your lips together, little flecks of glitter go through, and it's very cute. This one is definitely more of like a bam poppy, obvious green lipstick, but it's a lot of fun if you wanted a really bold pop of color and you're not afraid of green lips. This one could be one for you. So yeah, that about rounds it out. I'm very excited about all this. Like, this is so pretty. I love green makeup. I think it's a lot of fun, and if you are scared of playing with green, please don't be. Like, there are so many easy ways to incorporate green into your makeup. Like, take the Child palette, for instance. You could easily do just like a neutral look with these 3 down here, and then do a pop of like green shimmer right in the lower lash line, or just like a little touch of mint right in the crease. You can kind of play with green very easily. It can very much be incorporated into neutrals without it feeling like too bright. It doesn't have to be like something insanely neon. It can be very toned down and muted if you're scared of green. I would love to know what you think about the products that I talked about. Are you interested in any of them? Do you have any of them? I would love to know what your #1 favorite green makeup product is in your collection. I think that would be really interesting for me to read. If you made it to the end of this video, leave me a green emoji, obviously, and if you liked it, please make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you're not already, please hop over to my Instagram. It's BEAUTBEAN. Follow me there. I post every single day, and don't forget to subscribe. I'm posting most days here as well. Please make sure you're staying informed with everything that's going on in the world. There will be links in my description box that will take you to information and resources and ways in which you can help. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Okay, bye.